Welcome. In this video, we will be learning how to log into mywex.ca and search for an employer. The first step will be to navigate to mywex.ca. Make sure that you select Langley Schools from the list. Your user ID should be your first initial and your last name, identical to what is on your district at sd35.bc.ca email. Your password will have been sent to you. If you don't have an account, please make sure to contact Jeff McSherry and he can make an account for you. This is what it looks like once you are logged into mywex. To search for an employer, go to the Employers menu and click on the View Employers tab. From here, let's look at what we have with an employer name that has Langley in it. So it doesn't have to start with it, it just has to be in it, and I'll go over what some of these details are. To see the employer details, such as the address and contact information, you can see here. The activity details are basically the job titles of the opportunities that are available at this employer. You click here. This gives you the name of the employer and their street address. The activity is their job title of what the student would be doing while they're there, and this is the category of what they would be doing. All of the placements on mywex are considered work placements. This is the contact name and number for the employer. This is when we last used this employer within SD35 on mywex, so it's been quite some time for this employer. Also to note is the employer name in red means that there is some sort of reserve status, so it's district reserved, as you can see by this icon and then this column. This means that only school board office staff can make placements here. It looks like the school's also been attached to a CSS, likely for the Youth Train Automotive program. So this is double reserved since it hasn't been used in quite some time. If you do want to consider a placement here, please contact the SBO Career Education Department to see if we can open this up to all schools for placements here. So with Langley, we have quite a few of different placements available, and that's what the tabs mean. My screen isn't big enough to show you the full extent of the column, so we'll just go all the way over. Work Study is a modified work experience program that is run by Marvin Mowat, and this is so students who are completing these placements sometimes will have some one-on-one EA support, and they have a little bit of a different experience than for not modified work experience placements. Employer status active is for indicates that this employer is able to receive placements as long as you contact them. There are no restrictions on creating placements with this employer. If there were concerns within an employer in the past, we may, at the school board office, change the status to inactive or temporarily inactive if the employer has asked not to place any more students for the rest of the school year, or for some other reason we've decided not to place students here. So students will not be able to be placed unless you see an active status here. And here's a little symbol to indicate their status. I'm actually not looking for a Langley in the employer name. I'm looking for 888 Bikes. So I can just put in 888. It doesn't need to be the full name, but as long as you get part of the name in there, it will be able to search. Let's search 888. And we can see there's no employers available. So we can go ahead and create an approval for a new employer to be added to the system in this case. And you'll see that in the next video.